from the VON Newsline. This is the VON Major Newscast.
Good evening, I am Tashon Tyson in with the VON Major News package for today, Friday 26th October 2018. In our lead stories, nationally, widow and family of the late First Premier of Nevis, not associated with planned Dr. Simeon Daniel Foundation and the Right Excellent Dr. Simeon Daniel Museum. And St. Kitts and Nevis represented at Taiwan Global Health Forum. Regionally, Barbados PM says upcoming projects should produce jobs for displaced public workers. Internationally, man held after mail bombing campaign against Trump critics. And in sports, Dwayne Bravo retires from international cricket. We'll have the details of these and other stories after this message.
Another look.
Different from how you've seen it before.
Another look.
Takes an in-depth look into business, politics, science, technology, religion, and more.
Another look.
Featuring documentaries from the BBC, regional features, and local ones too.
Another look.
Every Monday at 3 p.m. on the Eastern Caribbean's powerhouse, VON.
Welcome back. Another national news in detail. The widow of the late First Premier of Nevis, Dr. Simeon Daniel, has issued a statement through her attorney, Daniel Brantley and Associates, which reads as follows. The widow of the late Right Excellent Dr. Sir Simeon Daniel and her immediate family have learned from credible sources that plans are being implemented for the establishment of the Simeon Daniel Foundation and the Right Excellent Dr. Simeon Daniel Museum. We are not aware of or involved in any way with this foundation and museum. We are not associated with any such current or future ventures and publicly declare that we have no first-hand knowledge of those plans and we do not endorse any such venture at this time. We use this medium and take this opportunity to categorically disassociate ourselves from any such venture and caution all those who may be approached for participation in any such undertaking to exercise due care. The statement ends by advising persons seeking further information to contact their attorney. Minister of Health, the Honorable Eugene Hamilton, left the Federation this morning to attend the 2018 Global Health Forum in the Republic of China, Taiwan. The forum is being held at the Howard Civil Service International House in Taipei City. It is an annual event held jointly by the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, Ministry of Health and the Welfare and Health Promotion Administration in Taiwan. It brings together health leaders from around the world to discuss health and welfare challenges. The minister was invited to participate in the ministerial roundtable on October 28th. The forum will be held under the theme Resilience, New Challenges and Opportunities for Global Health. It will provide a platform for internationally renowned specialists, researchers, health experts, non-government organization NGO leaders, and government health officials to discuss important public health concerns. The Health Forum will feature thematic sessions on topics such as infectious diseases, crises faced by health systems, challenges of natural disasters and humanitarian relief efforts, health literacy, and global disease burdens. Members of the public who have packages at the Brian A. David Customs Career Facility at the Daniels Deck Building in Charlestown for 3 months and beyond are being offered an opportunity by the Customs and Excise Department on Nevis to clear them free of all duties and taxes for the next 14 days. That was an announcement which was made by the department's Deputy Comptroller, Mr. Sinwick Kering, on October 25, 2018. in accordance with the Customs and Control and Management Act, failure to clear those packages during the stipulated 14-day period will result in the contents being sold by auction sale. This comes following a ceremony to rename the department's courier facility in Charlestown, and also is a part of the St. Kitts and Nevis Customs and Excise Department's 60th anniversary celebrations. An appeal for Kittitians and Nevisians to serve their country by becoming a member of the police force has been issued by authorities in St. Kitts and Nevis. The call comes from Prime Minister and Minister of National Security, Dr. The Honorable Timothy Harris. A few weeks ago, in a nationwide address, PM Harris told citizens that one of the reasons his government had to call in the Regional Security System RSS forces was due to shortfalls in numbers in the local law enforcement body. He explained that this deficiency in numbers was hampering crime-fighting measures, thus the need for regional help. According to the National Security Minister, there are over 60 vacancies that are immediately available for recruits across the different law enforcement agencies in St. Kitts and Nevis. In a statement issued from his office, the Prime Minister stated that his government is continuing to appeal to young Kittitians and Nevisians to take note of the career opportunities in serving their country as police officers and members of the Defence Force, including the Coast Guard unit. Although controversy surrounding the arrival of RSS continues, Dr. Harris said that the troops will conduct their operations in accordance with the local laws. SKN's Prime Minister will host a town hall style meeting dubbed the Prime Minister's Forum. Prime Minister Dr. Honorable Timothy Harris and members of his Team Unity cabinet will engage with constituents of St. Kitts and Nevis on Sunday, October 28th from 5 p.m. at the Edgar T. Morris Primary School in Tabernacle, St. Kitts. The forum is expected to see presentations by Minister of Public Infrastructure et al., the Honorable Ian Patches-Liburd, Attorney General the Honorable Vincent Byron Jr., Deputy Prime Minister and Minister of Education, Youth, Sport and Culture, the Honorable Sean Richards, and Prime Minister Dr. the Honorable Timothy Harris, who is also the parliamentarian representative for Constituency 7. Other members of the Team Unity Cabinet are also expected to join hundreds of citizens and residents at the Prime Minister's Forum. The forum will be carried live on VON Radio. In continuing efforts by local authorities to reduce drug and substance abuse, the Federation has requested assistance from Taiwan to assist in developing programs to curb substance abuse. This is according to Chief Medical Officer Dr. Hazel Laws. Speaking on the government's radio program Working for You, Dr. Laws said that she had asked for someone to develop a substance dependency program and was told recently that the request had been successful and that a person had been identified and will be in the Federation shortly. As a result of this, the Ministry of Health will be able to offer more in terms of helping persons to overcome substance dependence. In efforts to combat substance abuse, the St. Kitts Nevis Drug Information Network, through the National Council on Drug Abuse Prevention, has conducted initiatives such as psychoeducational programs and the development of school preventative programs. Persons dealing with substance abuse issues can also get help from individuals who graduated as drug prevention specialists and drug treatment specialists from the University of the West Indies. National basketball player Mr. Nashawn Maynard and track and field athlete Miss Virgil Hodge are representing the St. Kitts Nevis Olympic Committee at the Second Continental Athlete Forum for the Americas. The main objective of the October 26th to 28th exercise held in Miami, Florida, is for participants to be informed about the Olympic movement and resources available to them, find ways for athletes to communicate effectively with each other as a network, understand the needs of athletes from the Americas and what support is currently available from the International Olympic Committee through their respective National Olympic Committees, be confident and feel empowered to effectively run an athletes commission in the country where they reside, and create recommendations to enhance the Pan-American Games. The event program will include a mixture of presentations and breakout sessions, including team bonding exercises. And finally, an international assistance request submitted to the United Nations to implement an Intangible Cultural Heritage ICH project in St. Kitts and Nevis has been approved by the United Nations Bureau of the Committee for Safeguarding Intangible Cultural Heritage. Secretary General for the United Nations Educational, Scientific and Cultural Organization, UNESCO, National Commission for St. Kitts and Nevis, Antonio Maynard, said the approval of this project to the tune of some $100,000 will allow St. Kitts and Nevis to create institutional and professional environments for safeguarding its intangible cultural heritage. The proposal submitted by St. Kitts and Nevis was titled Strengthening Inventory Preparation Capacity for Implementing the 2003 Convention for the Safeguarding of Intangible Cultural Heritage in St. Kitts and Nevis. The implementation of the ICH project will be overseen by the St. Kitts Ministry of Culture, the Nevis Historical and Conservation Society NHCS, and the Nevis Cultural Development Foundation. The lead ICH focal point in St. Kitts is Marlene Phillips, Research and Documentation Specialist, St. Kitts Department of Culture, Research and Documentation Unit, RDU, and Ms. Pauline Nganjuring, Acting Executive Director of NHCS, is the secondary focal point in Nevis. The project will be implemented in 3 phases: training of trainers to understand the content of 2003 ICH Convention, community-based inventorying, a pilot inventorying exercise, and St. Kitts and Nevis awareness campaign. The training will enable St. Kitts and Nevis to have an official register of intangible cultural heritage, including ICH elements, while building human capacity to continue ongoing safeguarding practices within local communities. The SKN ICH database will be accessible to the public through different mediums: a database, website, and printed materials. Government, organizations, stakeholders, and the public will be sensitized about ICH, the importance of protecting it, and methods of safeguarding it through the public awareness advertising campaigns. That's our national news segment. You can visit our website at www.vonradio.com, or you can check us out on our social media page on Facebook at Von Radio and our Von Radio YouTube channel. News from across the region is next.
Something different to everyone. It's a place you love, a place as unique as you are, a place where you can be yourselves, a place for life's big surprises, and not to mention the small ones. Moments to cherish and moments that last a lifetime. It's a place for nurture and a place where you can grow together. It's home. So whether you're building, purchasing, or renovating, the Bank of Nevis is here to open the door, giving you the confidence to dream and the help you need to get there with a mortgage loan from the Bank of Nevis. The Bank of Nevis Limited, improving the quality of life.
Welcome back. Another regional news in detail. Some displaced public workers in Barbados should find employment in a number of upcoming projects, according to Prime Minister Mia Mottley, who said $100 million in roadworks would be executed as a result of loans from the Caribbean Development Bank, Inter-American Development Bank, and CAF. She also listed the $900 million Sandals project and a senior citizens village, both to begin next January. Motley made the comments on Tuesday evening when members of staff and students of the University of the West Indies, Cave Hill campus, had a conversation with the Prime Minister. She pointed out that government was trying to revolutionize how things were done. She explained that it had asked the Inter-American Development Bank, IDB, to fund a project to digitize its records, and the minister in the Ministry of Economic Affairs and Investment, Marsha Cadell, was in conversation with that institution. Out of Jamaica. The Inter-American Development Bank, IDB, is making more than $50 million a year available for investment in a number of projects in Jamaica through its investment arm, IDB Invest. IDB Invest General Manager James P. Scriven, who made the disclosure, said that tourism, infrastructure, transportation, ports, roads, as well as the financial sector are the areas identified to benefit. He said the funds will be made available over a couple of years. He was speaking at a luncheon hosted by the IDB's new Executive Director for Caribbean Countries, Ambassador Selwyn Hart, at the organization's headquarters in Washington, D.C. Scriven told the Caribbean ambassadors and IDB officials in attendance that IDB Invest is taking keen interest in Jamaica and its development, noting that the funds being made available will support key growth projects. Secretary General of the Caribbean Tourism Organization, CTO, Hugh Riley, has called on Caribbean states to take tsunami preparedness seriously, stating to do otherwise would put the people and regional economies at risk. Speaking in Paris, France, during a discussion organized by United Nations Educational, Scientific and Cultural Organization, UNESCO, to raise awareness of the threats posed by tsunamis, Riley insisted that Caribbean countries risked paying the price for complacency. He stressed, with the Caribbean being comprised mainly of low-lying states and with most tourism assets and hotel investments located at or near coastal areas, the tourism sector is extremely vulnerable to the threat of tsunamis. The event was being held in advance of World Tsunami Awareness Day on November 5, 2018. The Secretary General noted that the region had experienced 11 tsunamis in the past, the most recent of which occurred in 2010, and 6 between 1902 and 1997. And finally, the International Monetary Fund's Regional Economic Outlook for the Western Hemisphere has marked down its growth forecast for Latin America and the Caribbean to 1.2% in 2018 and 2.2% in 2019 from the May 2018 forecast of 2.0% and 2.8% respectively. It said the moderating recovery is underpinned by divergent growth outcomes across the region, and in some of the region's largest economies, the recovery has slowed sharply as country-specific characteristics amplify the impact of growing trade tensions and tightening monetary conditions. Economic prospects for the Caribbean are improving. Growth in the region is expected to firm up this year and next, supported by robust U.S. and global growth. Reconstruction from the devastating hurricanes of 2017 in some tourism-dependent countries has been largely delayed so far, but is expected to pick up in 2019. Rising commodity prices and production are projected to lead to stronger growth for commodity exporters. Regional and domestic risks have also intensified since the spring and include political risk, regional spillovers, and the recurrence of extreme weather events such as hurricanes in the Caribbean. That's it for regional stories. Stay with us for news from around the world. Welcome back, and all the international news in detail. A 56-year-old man has been arrested in Florida in connection with a mail bombing campaign aimed at critics of President Trump. U.S. officials named the man as Cesar Sayoc, saying that more arrests could follow. 12 packages have been sent to figures such as former President Barack Obama and actor Robert De Niro in recent days. The latest 2 were found in Florida and New York City today. Here is President Trump confirming the arrest of the suspect.
I've instructed authorities to spare no resource or expense in finding those responsible and bringing them to swift and certain justice. We must never allow political violence to take root in America. Cannot let it happen. And I'm committed to doing everything in my power as president to stop it.
The eldest son of the murdered Saudi journalist Jamal Khashoggi has arrived in the U.S. from Saudi Arabia along with his family. Salah Khashoggi had previously been barred from leaving Saudi Arabia because of his father's criticism of the country's leadership. Jamal Khashoggi was murdered in the Saudi consulate in Istanbul 3 weeks ago, investigators say. Saudi Arabia's public prosecutor is due to travel to Turkey on Sunday. Saudi officials deny the involvement of the royal family, including de facto ruler Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman, in the murder. Trade tensions with Washington have driven Japan and China into an unlikely friendship. Tokyo and Beijing have long been at odds over past military confrontations and present territorial disputes. Yet, on a crucial visit to Beijing, Japan's Prime Minister Shinzo Abe has now hailed a historic turning point. The two sides are seeking to boost economic ties and regional stability, including North Korea. Rupert Winfield Hayes reports.
Premier Li Keqiang told Prime Minister Shinzo Abe that China and Japan are important neighbours who should firmly grasp peace, friendship and cooperation. Mr. Abe called his visit to Beijing the dawn of a new era in relations. The issues that have long divided China and Japan have not gone away. Instead, far away in Washington, President Donald Trump has declared a trade war, imposing hundreds of billions of dollars of new tariffs on Chinese and Japanese-made products. These two old rivals are turning to each other out of economic necessity.
And finally, police in India have arrested 2,200 people for protesting against the entry of women into a prominent Hindu temple in the southern state of Kerala. Hundreds clashed with women to prevent them from entering Sabarimala shrine last week, despite a historic Supreme Court ruling. Violent protests were also held in different parts of the state, defying the police's appeal for peace. The temple has historically been closed to women of menstruating age. That's it for news segments. The latest in sports is next.
It's back by special request and popular demand, and even better than before. You asked and we listened. This weekend, it's the return of the TDC Automotive two-day blowout sale. Save 35% on tires, 35% on spares, and 35% on accessories. Plus, get special discounts both days on Coaster and light truck tires. So this Friday and Saturday, go to TDC Automotive Divisions for this limited time offer. See stores for details.
Welcome back to another Sports in Detail. Dwayne Bravo retires from international cricket. West Indies all-rounder Dwayne Bravo has called time on his international career. He will, however, continue to play franchise T20 cricket across the world. The 35-year-old made his debut in 2004 and played 40 tests, 164 ODIs, and 66 T20Is. Although his last international appearance was more than 2 years ago, in a T20I against Pakistan in September 2016. Bravo played his last test in 2010 and had gradually transformed into a T20 specialist in the past few years. He ends with 2,200 runs at an average of 31.42 in Test, with 3 centuries to go with 86 wickets at 39.83. In ODIs, he made 2,968 runs at 25.36, with a strike rate of 82.30, while taking 199 wickets at 29.51, with an economy rate at 5.41. In athletics, a Russian hammer thrower has been banned for 4 years after testing positive for a cocktail of 4 different drugs, says Associated Press. Russia's Athletics Federation says Tatiana Kashchigina's sample contained the anabolic steroids turinabol and stanozolol, as well as meldonium and growth hormone promoter GHRP2. The federation says bans were also handed to 4 other Russian athletes. 3 were for positive doping tests and 1 for failing to give a sample. The Russian athletics team has been banned from international track competitions since 2015 because of evidence of state-sponsored doping. Kashchigina and the others banned on Thursday are not among the many Russians who have been approved by the IAAF to compete internationally as individuals. And finally, in tennis, former world number 1 Caroline Wozniacki says she was shocked to be diagnosed with rheumatoid arthritis, but wants to become a role model for people with the condition. The Dane, 28, discovered she had the autoimmune disease in August and says it had been a lot to take in. Rheumatoid arthritis causes pain, swelling, and stiffness in the joints. Wozniacki, who won the Australian Open in January, her only Grand Slam to date, revealed she had the condition after her season ended with defeat at the WTA Finals. Wozniacki has been taking medicine and receiving treatment to manage the disease and is positive the condition will not impact on her career. She won the China Open earlier this month. That's it for sports. The general weather forecast is next. Welcome back. Another local weather forecast for St. Kitts and Nevis. Weather tonight will be mostly fair. Weather tomorrow will be partly sunny with a 30% or low chance of some light showers. Winds are northeast at 7 to 15 kilometers per hour or 4 to 8 knots, becoming light and variable or calm tonight. Seas are low swells with significant wave heights of 1 to 1.5 meters or 3 to 5 feet. Sunrise tomorrow would be at 6 or 7 a.m. And that's how we wrap up the Major News package for today, Friday, 26 October 2018. Before we go, let's take a look at the headlines once again. Nationally, widow and family of the late first Premier of Nevis not associated with planned Dr. Simeon Daniel Foundation and the Right Excellent Dr. Sir Simeon Daniel Museum, and St. Kitts and Nevis represented at Taiwan Global Health Forum. Regionally, Barbados PM says upcoming projects should produce jobs for displaced public workers. Internationally, man held after mail bombing campaign against Trump critics. And in sports, Dwayne Bravo retires from international cricket. On behalf of the rest of the news team, I am Tashan Tyson, wishing you a pleasant evening and a great weekend.